So now let's get going with this one, and all you have to do is just go here to your Chrome browser or any browser you're working on, and just start typing localhost /php my admin. Okay, so that's it. Click enter and will take us to the main interface. Just takes a little while, and there you go, we're in the interface. Now this could be different for you just because I created some databases right here. You should not have this many databases right on this section, and it can give you like another interface for like a password and a username. Just enter a username if you like and enter a password if you like, but remember to memorize these credentials because you're going to want them later to use them. Okay, so now we're in our interface. I can go ahead and explain every little bit of these sections right here, this left section and this navbar and all of that, but I would rather not to do that and just explain everything in a natural order, if you will, when we get into it, just because you don't actually need to know everything in this PHP my admin tool to work with it. Okay, it's just too much for you in one lecture. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just create our database and work with it throughout the course using the command line. And of course I want to teach you SQL, so I will not just go like that, click on some tabs and just create my database with just clicking some buttons and all of that. I want to actually teach you how SQL works and how we can manipulate the data, everything in any way you want. Okay, so I can actually create this database right here just by clicking on create, but I would rather use the SQL right here. Okay, just I can teach you the language. Now I think you can see everything all right, and now we are going to start creating our database. And all you have to do is just create, and normally we are going to type our words right here, the reserved words. Could actually create is the reserved words, and you can see it's in a color right there. I don't think I know what that is, but you will see when I explain more. So we are going traditionally these reserved words are normally traditionally in a capitalized way or in a capitalized form. Okay, so we are going to type in data base and our database name, which you can call it whatever you want, and I'm just going to call it test, just a generic name. And you noticed here that we have these two in a color. Okay, and this one is in the black color. Okay, because this is of course is our database name. We can set it to whatever database we want. It's not a reserved words, and these two are reserved words. Okay, if you actually type them in a small capital letters way, they are they are just going to work, but it's a tradition, so just go with it. Okay, so I'm going to end this with a semicolon. I can actually not write it, but I would rather just write it right there, and I'm just going to click on go. So we have a problem here. Yeah, create database. Yeah, we actually have this database name right here, so we cannot just create this database. Okay, let's call it just test db. Okay, just right there, and I click on go, and now we got some information here. It says MySQL returned an empty result of 0, blah 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 blah. It's actually that actually indicates that our query right here, or our order, just worked just fine. Okay, it actually took this amount of time just to work. Okay, this seconds right here to work. Okay, so we can look our database and it just right here. Okay, so this is how basically you can create a database. Now if I want to use this database, I can go ahead and just write my query, which is use and the name of the database, and I can just write this in this capital 4, the big letters, and I can just use do test db, which is the name of the database, and just click go. And now we're using the database, and actually said that it just worked just fine. Okay, so now if I want to drop this, and this is going to be our next query, it's really simple. All I have to do is just type in drop database and the database name, of course. So if I go ahead and click go, I'll actually have an error. You have an error. Check the manual corresponding. Yeah, of course. Syntax database at one line. Actually, we just forgot a letter right here. Is the letter A. If we press go, and you can see our database is just gone. It was just right under test. Now it's gone. So this is it for the first video, and yeah, see you in the next one.